So, ladies and gentlemen, as we keep walking down this path to deal with the treachery of the Democrat Party against the black community, we need to start looking at who's voting for what and why we feel the way we feel about the Democrat Party. Now, we went back here to the at the bill that we all talk about, the Asian hate crime bill. And we mentioned that yesterday about they got a protection and we didn't get anything. So here we want to find out exactly who voted, right? And what I'm going to focus more on is the Congressional Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus, which is Democrat first in their politics. They don't think about black people first at all. Remember, this organization pushes immigration, which is not something that's helping black Americans whatsoever. And you have to think about it. The majority of the immigration is not coming from the African continent. It's not even coming from the Caribbean. A lot of it is coming from India. A lot of it is coming from China. We know it's coming from Latin America mostly. So let's go ahead and get that straight for sure. But as we see here, this is the House of Representatives where the majority of your Congressional Black Caucus members are. And as you see here, all the Democrats voted for that bill. All of them. That means all your Congressional Black Caucus members. Now, you had one person that didn't vote out of Democrats. Republicans, you had 62 people say, nah, I'm not down with that. 2 did not vote. Okay. So they showed the total number here, 364 to 62 and 3. So we can look here. We can go to Democrat. And as you can see, the names will pop up, Karen Bass, she's a Congressional Black Caucus member right here. Just to name a few that's coming out, the top of my head that I know of just by last names. Jamal Bowman, he's put him up here on the screen here. Jamal Bowman, just in case you don't remember him. He's out of the New York there. Another Congressional Black Caucus member. Let's see who we can go down here. Sister girl Cori Bush. If she be doing all this blackity black talk, but this she votes for that. Okay, the Honorable Cori Bush. All right. I'm just as we know, if we just keep going down, we'll see all these different names that we know. Of course, Clyburn. Of course, he voted for it. Our good friend Clyburn. In the 6th district. Old Clyburn. And but the reason why I want to show y'all this is that when we keep talking about the Democrats, we just showing their treachery. Now, some people did not vote at all. So let's go to the ones that did not vote whatsoever. This person here, Golden, let's see. I don't know who they are. Okay. So a Jared Golden out of Maine, he didn't vote on it at all. And let me see those who says no. Everybody, of course, voted for it. Now let's go to the Senate. This is the Senate's roll call on that particular vote. It passed, of course, as you can see. Cory Booker, he's black. He definitely said yes to this. Well, Kamala's not there anymore. So if we look at who didn't vote whatsoever, let's see if we can go down here because who didn't vote. Amy Klobuchar, she's a Democrat. She didn't vote for it. And somebody else out of Michigan, I don't know who they are. This is Ron Paul. That's a Republican. I think this guy is Mike Lee, and I don't know Blackburn. Josh Hawley, a Republican out of Missouri, he voted no. Ossoff, this is Ossoff, the one out of Georgia y'all helped get elected. Remember him? Where's Reverend Warnock? He voted yes. You know what I'm saying? Raphael Warnock, all that y'all was doing for Warnock, and he voted yes for that. Okay. So why am I focusing on this? The reason why I'm focusing on this is that you need to know the names of who's doing what. And it is utterly despicable that the Congressional Black Caucus did not even speak up or add black people to that bill. They have all the data in the world from the FBI to show why black people need to be a part of that bill. Is there, and they did not present anything. And you notice it overwhelmingly passed between Democrats and Republicans. Listen, in the Senate, they never have nothing so overwhelmingly agreeable, right? So they was agreeing to give a bag and protections to the Asian community. The House was overwhelmingly agreeable to do this, okay? But anytime it's something for black people, it's a fight, it's a war, I'm not going to side with that. And y'all have to understand why I keep saying this, is that black people are going to have to get serious about their politics if you want to live in the United States of America. Because if you're not going to get serious with it, if you're still playing this blue no matter who crap, if you're still saying this, well, like I heard one brother say on a program about his parent, well, if they had a choice between an open, white supremacist and a covert one, they'd rather take the covert one. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we have black people in our community that would choose covert racism instead of saying, I'm not choosing none of that crap. I'm not choosing none of it. I don't want to be a part of that, especially when there's nothing I'm going to get out the deal. We still have people coming by who are very, very, and I'm going to keep using that term, remedial. They keep coming by with remedial ideology that they can't even listen to what's being presented on a podcast. They can't even think for themselves because they're so ingrained in being on the plantation of a Democrat or a Republican. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't come to me now with this, a black person to sell out for voting for a Republican, because I say you'll sell out for voting for a Democrat too. I think you're more of a sellout to vote for a Democrat than a Republican, because these Democrats, as you can clearly see here, will give something to everybody else but you. The Asian community did not go and vote in long lines like that. They did not do that. The Asian community wasn't out here fighting about what the police do to their community, because the police don't bother them like that. Shoot, hell, ICE don't even bother them like that. And yet they got over you real quick because all of a sudden people didn't want to go to their restaurants no more. And people have a right to go to a restaurant or not. They start crying, holy hell, and black folks didn't want to go to their beauty supply stores. And they crying, they're like, it's not right. And all of a sudden, real quick, the American government do something for them. And it was led by the Democrat Party. And they use, once again, Black America. You should be angry. You should be more offended that the Democrat Party with the left-wing media set up there and propagandized our community and straight up lied on our community, saying that we were attacking those people. And they did all that just so they can get this bill. That's what they did it for. Because if it was really true that we were doing that as a community, why isn't we hearing about it every freaking day? Where's the specials from Juju Chang, from ABC? Where's all these specials at? Where did they go? That was a propaganda hit piece spearheaded by the Democrat Party against Black Americans. You get them in office, and the first thing they do, as soon as they get in here, this thing passed in May. They wasn't even in 5 months, and they passed this thing. They still to this day have not done nothing for black people. Only thing they did for you is give you symbolism, gave you a federal holiday, give you hip hop month and hip hop day. This is what they give you. Now they talking about a Supreme Court justice. Not giving you anything. I promise you, if you give black people a choice about a holiday, a hip hop month, a Supreme Court justice, or a federal hate crime protection, I promise you every black person I know would vote for federal hate crime protection. But this is what these people choose to do to us. And this is why we cannot no longer participate in our own sabotage and our own destruction. When we're sitting up here voting for these Democratic politicians, even within our own community, we are voting for sabotage. We're voting to be put in a permanent underclass. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you, you're participating in your own destruction. Every single time you go do this blue no matter who crap, every time you say, well, I got to pick the lesser of two evils, you know they both evil. Like Dick Gregory said, you know they both evil and you go choose evil? Like Dick Gregory said, you the one that's evil, because how you going to choose evil? You don't have to choose evil. You can say, I'm not choosing none of that if I believe both are evil. Because this is the thing. This was going to end up happening. And I promise y'all this. You keep playing this game with the Democrat Party, and you're going to be solidified permanently as a permanent underclass cemented in America. And all these other groups didn't have to be strange fruit. These other groups didn't have to deal with dogs and water hoses. They didn't have to deal with the Klan. They didn't have to deal with bombings of their churches or whatever else. They didn't have to deal with anything like you had to deal with. They're going to come in. They're going to get everything above you. And all you're going to do about it is cry. But you're going to be cemented as a permanent underclass. That's all you're going to be done. You know what I'm saying? If you as a collective of people allow it, and this is where I'm going to use the key word allow, because yes, you participate in your own sabotage. You know how you participate in your own sabotage? For the past 50 to 60 years, you participate in your own sabotage by rewarding this one party with all your votes. And you have nothing to show for it in 60 years. You can't point to anything but symbolism as to show for it in 60 years. Everything you have gotten, you got it from the streets. You got it from hitting the foot to the pavement and having uprisings and Holy Week and everything else. That's how you got things. You didn't get it through these politicians. This same Democrat Party. And I'm gonna keep doing these podcasts to walk you through everything this Democrat Party has given black people over the years. And none of it has been positive. Not a freaking thing has been positive. I can't point to one thing and say, yeah, you know, that was a good thing. You know, that was for black people. They helped black people. They haven't done anything. And yet you are on paper the most loyal group and get nothing. This is why these people don't respect you. They are openly disrespectful to you as a group. And I'm telling you, and I'm telling all of the forward thinking black people that's thinking, if I'm not going to allow myself to be put in a permanent underclass state. Let me tell you that much. And I believe a lot of you not going to allow it either. But at the same time, either the rest of you get on code, or what's going to end up happening, people going to have to get selfish. And what I mean by being selfish is start moving around and only thinking for themselves and get themselves out of their own situations and be like, hey, that's y'all. Y'all want to deal with that mess? I'm leaving you behind. I don't think that a lot of you want that to start happening in black America. Well, a lot of people just leave you behind and say, well, I'm not going to worry with you no more. I'm not going to be put in a situation where I'm watching other groups get above me because you the one chose that to happen. By keep rewarding this one freaking party all the power to continue to do this to us. And trust me, the Democrats are in trouble. I seen a graph just the other day that Herschel Walker, yes, I can't believe I'm saying this, Herschel Walker is polling higher than Raphael Warnock. Yes, Herschel Walker. I know the bumbling, I know Herschel Walker got CRT. I know he do, just the way he talk and the way he move. But you know what? It will serve them right if Herschel Walker win. Doesn't bother me none at all. Doesn't bother me none, because this midterms has to be a major referendum on the Democrat Party. And black people, you have to send a message. 2024 has to be a major referendum on the Democrat Party. You have to send a message. You got to continue to send that message to them, because if you don't send that message, I promise you, you heard it. You heard it here first. If you don't get on code, you don't enforce code. You don't, like I say, you know how they try to shame you to vote for the Democrats? You know how they try to put you in fear to vote for them? They try to invoke lies about Jim Crow and all that because of voter ID laws, etc. Well, we need to use the same tactics on our own people to tell them, what the hell are you voting for at least that particular group of people. And I know people have messaged me and say, I'm protest voting. I'm voting for Republicans. Well, that's your choice. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. All I look at is what's good for me and my community. That's how I'm going to look at it. And I know a Democrat is not good for me at all, and they're definitely not good for my community. But if they change their ways, if they give something to black people, I say my vote is up for sale. I've been saying that. I've been saying this since the last election. My vote is up for sale. But I'm telling you, this is a pivotal moment right now in history for Black America. The same party is trying to flood the zone with illegal immigrants. And they're trying to get them to vote. You look at New York was a testing ground. Next is coming to California. You know, that's the big two liberal places. So you're going to see LA politics change. They're going to come up with the same similar law. You watch in California. And all these liberal strongholds, they're going to start allowing people who aren't even citizens to start voting in local elections. And you think you got a problem now? Oh, just wait till that start happening. You're going to see. You will see how things are going to start changing. But these people is against us, against Black Americans completely. This Democrat Party, we know the Republicans are not for us. You know, and I don't even know why, once again, I'm going to use that word remedial. I don't know why remedial people keep repeating something I've already said in a podcast. I keep saying that the Republican Party is not for us and the Democrat Party is not for us. Now one of them. We're supposed to be Black, politically independent. We don't tie ourselves to nobody's party. We only tie ourselves to ideals, tie ourselves to policy. That's what we tie ourselves to. Whatever a party at the time is going to give us a policy that benefit Black America, is then you tie yourself to that. It's, I'm not a part of your party. I'm not being registered with you. I don't want nothing to do with you because I don't want you to count on me. First and foremost, don't count on me. But we definitely got to have a mass exodus from the Democrat Party. Black men have been doing it definitely. And I'm proud of Black men. Now we got to have our sisters, and some of our sisters have been waking up to that party and see how they playing games, because all they want to do is keep sisters as single mothers. They want to keep sisters on programs that's never going to get them out of poverty. Think about it. No person that's been generational on a government program never got out of it. You understand? And I had some people try to come and defend that. Oh, these low income programs. I don't want no low income programs. We don't need low income, because low income programs, all they do is encourage you to stay on those programs. Every person I know that stay on those programs, they never get off of it. It doesn't encourage you to do better. It just don't. It encourages you just to sit there and take free stuff and live in squalor. And that's not who we're supposed to be as a people. No, we need to get our behinds up. We need to make great lives for ourselves, not to be sitting here and living in squalor because you want a program. Because see, what you're afraid of is those Republicans getting in there and start cutting them programs. And I say good, because every time our back is against the wall as Black people, we do the best every single time. And that is the truth. And I love every minute of it. I love every minute of it. I watch how we just do so much better as a people. You understand? So what has the Democrats done for you but just betray you? I mean, this bill right here that you could have been easily added to, I promise you, if you would have been added as Black people to this bill, you wouldn't be seeing what you see on the screen. You wouldn't see this. You wouldn't see that. I promise you, that bill wouldn't have passed if they'd have put you on there. It wouldn't have passed, because the one thing they don't want you protected, because they always want you to be vulnerable. They always want Black people to be vulnerable and not protected in this country. So what are you going to do going forward? You know, you got this midterms in 2022 coming down the line. What are you going to do? Are you going to reward them to stay in power? Or are you going to show them that you have betrayed us for the last time? This is the stick that broke the camel's back. We were nothing but good and faithful voters. And y'all have been giving us a proverbial FU for the past 60 years. Now we are the generation that's going to tell you that we're going to finally respect in ourselves. We're going to do what we feel is best for our community, right? And we're not voting for you no longer. You can forget it. Matter of fact, go ask the Asian community to come out in droves and vote for you. Since you gave them this protection, go ask them for votes. Go to Koreatown and Chinatown and all. Go to those people and ask them to vote for you. Since that's the people you want to protect. Remember, they lied on us. They propagandized Black Americans to do this within 5 months. This man just got in office, and immediately a few days after, they start propagandizing against Black Americans with this. And the moment this bill was signed, they stopped even reporting on that. As I keep repeating before, so what happened? Black Americans not attacking Asians no more. What happened? I mean, they had a come to Jesus moment after the bill was signed and say, "Oh, we're not going to do that no more." Where's the reports? Because they know it was a freaking lie. It was isolated incidents that were happening. And a lot of it, from what we were seeing, was happening with a lot of immigrants that come here. It's not even Black Americans. We kept pointing that out. Remember in New York, they kept wearing pink hoodies. Every time they would do something, they would wear a pink hoodie. You remember that? Or a red hoodie. Like, so the police would point out, okay, yeah, that's our guy right there. You know what I'm saying? It was all a propaganda, man. They was all tied in to it. They were all tied in. And then Biden backdoor and gave those people $50 million. In an executive order. But you give something to Black people, they ready to sue you. They ready to sue for it. Oh, well, we can't give Black pharmacists money because we need to sue. Oh, in Oregon, we can't give Black people coronavirus money for their businesses, right? We can't do that. We need to sue. Every time something for Black people, they need to sue, because how dare you give Black people anything? You understand? So what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to be the laughing stock of the country politically? Are you going to continue to line up and vote while everybody else get protections, money, set-asides, and you sitting there looking with nothing? Or are you going to continue to hear the remedial in our community say blue no matter who? Well, what the Republicans going to do for you? The same old questions that the remedials in our community and the shields, because they're remedial too, use. Because what's going on now, the blatant disrespect, nobody can defend it at this point. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the podcast this morning. Greatly appreciate you coming over here. And it's your first time coming here, make sure you subscribe so you can find out exactly when we post our new podcast. Make sure you click the like button. We definitely need you to click the like button. And if you like the program or you love the program, consider donating a love offering. Love offering helps us, keep the equipment going that we need. It helps us keep the internet on, computers, all the different things that we need. I know on the podcast, I'm doing it old school. I'm doing it all on my own. I'm not even using my team to do the podcast. Like, I use my team when we do the news and all the other platforms. But I said, nope, I want this podcast to be real personable to me. I'm going to do everything myself. So, you're donating over here is definitely going into good ground. And we appreciate you for donating, your love offering. So thank you for listening, and see you next time.